What happened in the last 10 years, when I came here, about over 40 years ago, it was so safe. But in the last 10 years, things are getting much worse.
Politicians always, they have their own agenda.
Well, sir, he says he's a globalist and an elitist, and that's what Canada needs right now. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
People will charge me as being elitist, or it happens to be exactly what we need.
I am a proud liberal because we are fighting for the poor.
Oh, really?
Yes. Look, he is the only one who can confront Trump.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the party that you're supporting. You're supporting a man. You're supporting a man.
Ma'am, why did you punch that lady? And it looks like one of the Liberal supporters didn't like you.
And all of a sudden, she just came in and whammed me right in the mouth.
Rebel News, where are you from?
We're based here in Toronto.
Are you?
Okay, then. I guess, do you get most of your news, I'm guessing, from the CBC?
I don't think I like talking to someone from Rebel News.
But
David Menzies for Rebel News here in East End, Toronto, and I'm outside the Metropolitan Centre. This is a banquet facility that will be the venue for a Mark Carney rally. And it's funny, it's about to kick off in 45 minutes. Well, that's not the real kickoff time because Carney, much like Justin Trudeau, he's always late for his own events. And we were redirected to a parking lot where there is a small market. And lo and behold, there is a huge law enforcement presence. We see all kinds of police SUVs. You can see police officers down there. And I guess they're here for, well, I don't know. I see a gaggle of demonstrators to the right of me, some familiar faces there. And I guess we're going to find out what's going to happen. I can predict some things, folks. One is we will not be allowed in, which is in stark contrast to Pierre Poilievre rallies. And I can also tell you that this facility, this brick building, that is the Metropolitan Centre, its capacity, according to its website, ranges from 50 people to 1,000. I guess that depends on whether it's a sit-down banquet or it's standing room only. So it'll be interesting to see who does show up to this rally. In the meantime, we'll look for supporters. I think this man seems to have a Liberal shirt on. He's walking down here, and maybe he'd like to tell us why he's voting Liberal. Oh, hey, sir, are you a Liberal supporter? Yeah. Why is that?
A lot of reasons.
Okay.
First, now they have strongly supported for Canada against the American 51 state.
Okay.
This is Justin Trudeau was very bold, and now we see him, Mark Carney. He is also very bold.
Oh, Justin Trudeau was very bold. What would you say Justin Trudeau's greatest accomplishment was in 10 years?
Again, you see, there's during COVID,
yes,
which no one in the world had that experience, that the pandemic.
Okay.
So he did that without any experience.
Sorry, he did what, sir?
Managing COVID in Canada. And even President Barack Obama, once he referred about Justin Trudeau. Maybe Trudeau has a lot of some failures, maybe, but during COVID and also branding worldwide Canada. That is amazing. So that's why Trudeau was great. And
but you know, sir, there'd be a lot of people that would argue that COVID was the darkest times in our Dominion's history. The Liberals invoked the Emergencies Act to shut down a peaceful demonstration in Ottawa. There were mandatory vax mandates. People lost their jobs because of that. Can you enlighten me why this is a good thing?
About that, the Ottawa, there's the protest. I don't want to say anything about that.
Okay.
That's a different issue. A lot of things, positives and negatives. And also the people, those who were there, they also were against that. The protest, the people, a lot of things. So I don't want to say. But now, if you come back to Mark Carney, this is the right time. And he's a great economist. And he also managed Bank of England during the Brexit. So it is not that easy. So now, during the recession, we need someone who is not politically motivated, but we need someone who is really really understands economics, understands the recession, understands. He should be different, right? Politicians always they have their own agenda.
Well, sir, he says he's a globalist and an elitist, and that's what Canada needs right now. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
People will charge me as being elitist or a globalist, to use that term, which is that's exactly, it happens to be exactly what we need.
When you say, sir, that you're coming to see what it's all about, is it safe to assume that maybe you're an undecided voter as of now?
At the moment, a little bit. I'm not leaning conservative at all, but I, was more undecided between the NDP and the Liberals.
Okay, that's interesting. What makes you shun the Conservative Party right now?
Honestly, I don't like their stances on things like trans issues, and it doesn't look like they have a super coherent plan for housing as well.
Well, what exactly is their stance on trans issues?
Well, a lot of it just seems like they're not willing to put in the effort to protect trans rights to medical care and things like that. Getting gender-affirming care, like what you see what Danielle Smith is doing in Alberta, putting restrictions up against that sort of thing.
But I understand gender-affirming care, as you call it, here in Ontario, that's covered under OHIP, isn't it?
Sure. I'm not super, politically active,
Okay. Well, folks, you never know where Mark Carney is going to go into the venue, but increasingly it's been via the tradesman's entrance, the back door, not the front door. And I have a suspicion that's where he's going to come today, because I'm counting almost 20 police officers. Oh, you got a Justin Trudeau badge, sir. There was a man making a muscular pose, and he has a Justin Trudeau badge. For some reason, for me, those two just don't go together. In any event, there's about 20 odd cops here, maybe more. So I can't imagine they're doing security for the garbage here. So this might be where Mr. Carney is going to come in, and perhaps we'll get a chance to ask a question or two, although I don't imagine he'll answer it. And for some reason, this man in the pickup, I believe, is honking his horn. People at Liberal rallies they're very annoying and often angry. And I thought, didn't he get the memo from Yarosak's? Honk honk is an acronym, her words, for Heil Hitler. Here, check it out.
How much vitriol do we have to see of honk honk, which is an acronym for Hail Hitler, do we need to see by these protesters on social media? Yeah,
so I guess it depends on when you're honking. If you're honking for freedom during the convoy protest of 2022, it's Heil Hitler. If you're honking to drown out the practice of journalism, it's perfectly okay. Why were you honking? Sir, can I ask you, why were you honking your horn so much when we were speaking?
Sorry, I was talking on the phone. I didn't even know it was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was.
Then the alarm went off.
Because Liberal MP Yarosak says honking your horn twice is an acronym for Heil Hitler. You're not a Nazi, are you, sir?
No.
Okay, just checking. Thank you. Hey, ladies, are you going to the Mark Carney rally?
Yes, I am.
Are you a Mark Carney supporter?
Yes, I am.
Why would that be?
He is the most intelligent person for the moment.
Okay.
He has the right CV, the right experience, the right attitude, and the right values.
Ma'am, when you say he has the right CV, why won't Mr. Carney reveal all of his financial assets?
Is that a necessary thing? Do people itemize their previous finances before they run for elected post? I don't know that that's something that's necessary.
Well, I think the issue is, ma'am, is that if he doesn't and he becomes the prime minister with a mandate, how do we know he wouldn't enact legislation that would benefit his personal holdings?
That goes to character. Everybody who runs for office has a previous life, and you elect someone with the understanding that they have ethics. And it just goes to character. Why would anybody look to benefit personally or not? That goes to character.
He's held 2 posts beforehand and hasn't profited
You
from
mean
those.
as a bank governor for Canada and England? But tell me, speaking of ethics, and since Mark Carney is one last question, is wrapping himself in the Canadian flag, do you think it was ethical back in October when he was chair of Brookfield Asset Management to move the company from Toronto to New York?
You know, he did that as a private business person. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I have more of an opinion about that.
But why did he lie about it?
I don't think he lied.
Oh, yes, he did, ma'am. He said he wasn't with the company when that move was approved.
Yes, semantics, right? He said...
Semantics?
Semantics. He had already resigned. That's the point.
No, ma'am. The vote took place on October 31st, and he was still chair of the board.
I would have to relook at those numbers because what I've been following, the timelines weren't that. He had made the resignation. The letter still stood, but he had resigned already.
All right, please look it up. Okay.
Sure will.
Right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you a supporter of Mark Carney?
I'm a supporter, yes.
Okay, why would that be?
Because right now the Canada economy is so bad. So this guy has an excellent experience to improve the economy to Canada. That's what I like it.
But sir, I agree with you. The economy is terrible. You look at the homeless issue, look at food bank usage quintupling, but look who's been in power for the last decade. It's been the Liberals.
Yeah, that's not this country. Every country after the COVID, every country have this problem. Not only for Canada. That's why Canada has all this problem. I hope when Mark Carney comes as a Prime Minister, he will improve the economy.
I'm wondering how y'all do that because unlike other countries, we have trillions of dollars of mineral wealth trapped in the ground. Mr. Carney is on record earlier this week saying he will not kill Bill C-69. That stops that kind of resource development.
How do you reconcile keeping Bill C-69 with your plans to build infrastructure in Canada? Do you plan to repeal Bill C-69?
We do not plan to repeal Bill C-69, to answer your question directly.
Wouldn't that be a no-brainer to, build pipelines and start drilling?
So that's too early to tell now because he's not elected as a Prime Minister yet.
Okay, but he did say that earlier this week he would not rescind Bill C-69.
Yeah, that's, you never know. Maybe after, according to the situation, he may change his mind.
Okay. All right. Tell me, hypothetically speaking, sir, if Justin Trudeau were still the leader of this party, would you still be voting Liberal?
Yes.
Hypothetically, if Mr. Carney was not the Prime Minister right now, if it was still Justin Trudeau, would you still be voting for the Liberals?
Yes, I would.
Oh, okay. What would be, after 10 years, what would be Justin Trudeau's greatest accomplishment?
I like that during COVID, he really tried to stay classy, stand behind, he really was for the vaccine. He really helped Canadians try and understand the importance of the vaccine. I was really impressed.
Is that necessarily a good thing? We're learning more and more the last couple of years about the dangers of the vaccine, the side effects.
I think that the fact that measles is coming back is just a testament to the fact that vaccines work. Okay. We finally got rid of COVID. We got it under control.
But did it actually work? Because it was an expensive vaccine. I'm not saying all vaccines are bad, but it typically takes 10 years to develop a vaccine. If you can get out the door in 5 years, that's lightning fast. This was developed in a matter of months. Right. And we keep hearing, some stories. Also, during the COVID time, people would say this was really a dark period for Canada. The Emergencies Act was invoked to shut down a peaceful protest. Is that valid criticism?
I think that, I see both sides for sure, but I feel that it was absolutely necessary. It was a global pandemic. No one can prepare a politician for that, but I thought he stayed classy and he did a good job.
Okay, fair enough. One last question. There were photos circulating of Mr. Carney with Miss Maxwell, the recruiter of talent, if you will, for Epstein Island. Is that a concern for you?
Not really. I'm not educated on that.
Oh, okay.
I haven't read about that.
So, sir, since you are a diehard liberal, hypothetically, if I was an undecided voter, what would be your elevator pitch to me about why I should vote for the Mark Carney Liberals?
First off, as a Canadian, we have to leave our party stripes aside. Canada is under threat from the United States.
I'm sorry to disturb your interview, Mr. Menzies.
Yes, sir.
But the RCMP is working live with security to come and trespass you and remove you from the property.
Me? I haven't even been told I'm not allowed here.
What all on video.
Sir, thank you very much for that, Lee. Why does Mark Carney shut down freedom of the press so much, sir?
Hello. Me again.
Yes, hi, sir.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
My name is Joshua.
Okay. Hi, Joshua.
So you're David Menzies?
I am indeed, yes.
Joshua, before you continue, tell them your Instagram handle.
My security company is Night Heron Defense. Hire me for all your security events.
Oh, are you a security guard?
Yes, I am.
Oh, could I kindly see your security license?
Of course you can.
Thank you.
I'm a liberal.
I thought maybe you were part of the church. I was looking at your cross.
But while I'm pulling up my license, sir.
Yes, sir.
You, as David Menzies, are not allowed to be on this property. Unfortunately, they say it's a private event.
Oh, I have no intention of going in the venue, sir.
You're not allowed to be like this. This right now is all booked. This entire space is booked.
Okay.
It's owned by the building.
Okay.
And they said that you are one of the there's a couple of people who are not supposed to be here, and you're one of them.
Like I'm an undesirable.
1061.
But sir, what harm I was just having an interview with this gentleman. We were having a consensual conversation.
On the other side of the fence, continue your interview right there.
Well, I don't want to pull him out of the line here, sir. But I mean, like, really, what harm am I doing by speaking to people?
Sir, there's some people who cannot be here. There's my security license, by the way.
Okay.
Are we able to see that on camera?
No, you cannot. I showed it to him.
Okay.
I showed it to him.
I'm taking you at your word. You only showed it to me for 1 second.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Hold on.
Usually it's a little like a driver's license kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. I just had a 1 second.
Sir, did they tell you why we are persona non grata?
They just told me you cannot be here.
And no reason given.
Right there. Security.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So, yes, I do.
Okay, but sir.
All right.
We're done with this
okay.
part.
So where do you want me to go?
Just on the other side of the fence. You just cannot be here.
Before we
What about that way?
Sir, before we continue, I need him to interview Karima for a second.
You cannot interview anybody on this property, sir.
Okay.
Lee, I'm afraid I can't because... Karima
have a
is...
registration and you're on this property.
Okay, all right.
And I really don't want to do that. I'm not that kind of guy.
No,
I'm not that kind of guy.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not trying to cause trouble for you, but is it not a fair question to ask, why am I not here? I mean no one any harm.
I'm here for a job. I have one job.
Okay.
If there's people on the list of undesirables that are not supposed to be in there, they don't come in.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, I was never going to go in the building, sir.
They can't be on here. This is owned by the building.
All right. Then.
Everybody in this line has to be permitted to be here by the building.
All right.
If you don't have a registration,
well, we're gonna leave. You show me your license.
I showed you my license.
The Gestapo is on standby. Don't want to get into trouble with them. Have a good day. All right.
Still, I believe we should be here.
I believe that too, sir. So why are we not allowed to be here?
I don't know. Sorry about that.
Thank you, sir. All right, well, folks, I don't want to press my luck by interviewing people because there are a lot of eyes on us. Do you think that's a fair question to ask? If we're being threatened with trespass, because do you want to walk and talk, sir? Because I can't stay here.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to walk and talk? Okay. All right. Well, this gentleman would like to talk to us. Sir, what would you like to talk about?
Well, you see, everybody's talking about the economy and everything else.
Yes.
But how about talking about the crime in Toronto?
How about it?
That.
Yeah.
It's getting absolutely ridiculous.
And sir, did it not escalate under 10 years of Trudeau rule?
Well, of course.
Okay.
What happened is...
Let's just come on the sidewalk so I don't get hassled here.
I had 2 vehicles were stolen from my driveway in the last year.
That's really bad luck.
In the last year.
What kind of cars were they?
It was an F-150 and Lexus.
Yeah, those are big targets.
Exactly. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
well, they're probably somewhere in Nigeria.
Probably, or in Africa somewhere. In any case, so what happened in the last 10 years, when I came here, about over 40 years ago, it was so safe. I could just stay at home, unlock my door, and I was fine. But in the last 10 years, things are getting much worse.
And where did you emigrate from, sir?
From England.
England, okay then. So are you here just to see what Mark Carney has to say?
I need to ask him the same question as I'm talking to you about.
Do you think you'll get to ask that question?
I'm going to push my way through and I want to see what he's going to say.
I wouldn't do that. There was a ton of police here, sir.
Well, you see, I need to understand what his policy is when it comes to catch and release policy, which is absolutely disgusting. It really is.
Sir, you make a great point. We have a hug-a-thug mentality, I think, with this federal government.
Right.
You see people, even with attempted murder, getting bail. And yet, the Justin Trudeau Liberals are relentless in their gun grab. They're going after Saskatchewan duck hunters, for goodness sakes. Like, law-abiding firearms owners are a problem. Why the dichotomy?
I have no idea why the policy is against law-abiding citizens who just have just a gun for fun, and they go after them. But they don't go after the criminals, who real criminals. They have home invasions, carjacking, car robberies. Now you can see cars reversing into a jewelry shop.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I see. Like I was saying, you are. Like, have you done something previously against Liberal Party, or we just criticize the policies?
Well, if I'm asking questions that perhaps the mainstream media aren't asking, that's my only crime. But I don't think that's a crime right now in Canada with freedom of the press.
That's why we all arrive here. We come here to live in a free world where you can talk, anyone can talk.
And where are you from originally, sir?
From Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, okay then. Now, are you supporting the Mark Carney Liberals?
Yes, sir. Traditionally, that's the party we vote for.
Okay.
And there is no other, we do see no other valid alternative.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Why, can you educate me, sir, why, because you said traditionally this is the party we vote for, I guess people from Bangladesh. Why is it a tradition?
Not only from Bangladesh, in general, immigrants.
Okay.
They prefer, because the Liberal has policies that helps immigrant community.
Okay. One thing I notice is the average age of the crowd. It's, how shall I put it? It's less newlywed and it's more nearly dead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a demographic of 55 and over, I would think.
And what do we take from that?
Well, it's interesting. I've given that some thought. I think they're thinking back to the glory days of the Liberal Party with Pierre Trudeau as they aged. But the other thing too, with this particular demographic, a lot of the issues that we're having, they're least affected by. They don't have to buy a new home. They've paid for their new home. They aren't looking at massive debt because they've gotten older.
Yeah.
Which is a bad dichotomy in the country that way. The other thing too, I think it's simple guilt. With what the Liberals mandate of mass migration, healthcare for those that can't. I think they have some sort of guilt that they think, we'll have to do that for them. That's pretty much how I kind of figure it.
Well, here is the big red Liberal bus. We don't know if it's the Liberal people in there or if it's the media bus. They're almost identical. Evan Solomon might be disappointed to learn that it's not the retard bus. Do you remember that posting? And the hardcore party faithful are cheering. Well, I'm with Kayla and Roxy, the wonder dog, with those wonderful ski goggles, just in case, the law enforcement is prone to using pepper spray. Now, Kayla, you told me off camera you're handing out copies of Druthers. Druthers made quite the name for itself during the pandemic, of course. I see you're still going. And you gave a couple of copies of the recent issues to a Liberal Party faithful here, supporter. and she tracked you down and gave it back because?
Yeah, she didn't want to see differing opinions. I told her it was an alternative newspaper with differing opinions, but it's good to be balanced and look at multiple different opinions. And she said she didn't want to see alternatives or different opinions. So.
By the way, folks, I always want to be able to scrum Greg Dumichel, a.k.a. Uncle Fester. He's the guy that assaulted me and falsely arrested me a year ago, January. Here's the thing. Again, in the department of one law for thee and one law for me, you try to look into those Chevy Suburbans coming by as part of the entourage, and you can't see who's in there because I bet you a donut that is an illegal tint. So in addition to violating the bylaw of idling for more than 5 minutes, they also violate the glass tint bylaw. We are really seeing a globalist elitist playing his cards, aren't we? Sir, what makes you a proud liberal?
I am a proud liberal because we are fighting for the poor.
Oh, really?
Yes. Look, he is the only one who can confront Trump.
Okay.
Look at the other guy. You want us to vote for your conservatives?
Do you think
you are serving the conservatives?
Oh, I am. I'm.
Yes, you are.
I've got no skin in the game, sir. I'm just doing.
I'm conservative. That's what you are.
Do you think most Canadians are better off?
Fool. You are a fool.
Sir, why are you so angry? Why are you so angry?
Because you are being used.
Oh, by whom?
By the conservatives.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then. Do you think most Canadians are better off today than they were 10 years ago, sir?
We are much better off with Mr. Carney than with any conservative. I guarantee you that.
The homelessness has increased, food bank use has quintupled, and do you think
everywhere else than here. It's worse everywhere else than here.
Oh, it is?
We have higher standards of living than most people in the world.
Well,
where would you rather live?
Why have
where would most immigrants rather move to?
Why have we left trillions of dollars of mineral wealth trapped underground, and Mr. Carney says he has no intention.
Why don't you ask the business companies who can do that?
That's right.
Okay, then. Well, you mean like Brookfield Asset Management that moved its...
They don't do mining.
Okay, well, they have a $1 trillion portfolio.
Okay, good for them.
Okay, then. So why under Mr. Carney's watch did it move from Toronto to New York, sir?
They still have the same people in Toronto. They just shifted an address.
Oh, really? I heard there was job losses because of that.
Job losses everywhere. There's 33,000 jobs lost last month because of Trump.
Because of Trump? Okay,
yeah.
But isn't it Mr. Carney? Isn't he wrapping himself in the Canadian flag right now? And if he was,
every prime minister candidate do that?
Well, but don't actions speak louder than words? In October, last October, when he voted to move the company's head officer.
So it's just a change of address. The same people are in Toronto were here then. They're still here.
All right, then why did he lie about it, sir?
I don't think he did lie about it.
Oh, yes, in January he lied about it, sir.
No, he didn't lie about it.
Well, you can look it up.
No, I have looked it up.
You are useful fools.
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir. So many of these people are just so angry and unhinged. I don't know why. What makes you a Mark Carney supporter, man?
I believe in him.
Okay. Based on, say I was an undecided voter, what would be your elevator pitch for me to support the Mark Carney Liberals?
Rebel News, where are you from?
We're based here in Toronto.
Are you?
Okay, then. I guess, do you get most of your news, I'm guessing, from the CBC?
I don't think I like talking to someone from Rebel News.
Oh, okay, I thought you didn't know who we were.
A little too radical for me.
Okay. CBC more your liking?
I grew up in a very free Canada, and I feel that we're just getting a little too Americanized here.
You know, it's funny. Why don't the Liberals support freedom of the press? Independent media can't access.
The same way Mr. Polyev believes in freedom of disclosure. No, thank you.
Do you think Mark Carney will be better for Canada than the last 10 years under Justin Trudeau's rule, sir?
Did you summarize everything Justin did well?
Oh, can you tell me his greatest accomplishment, sir?
He got us through. The pandemic.
How so?
Businesses with the CERB payments and all those things. Yeah.
That's the party that you're supporting. You're supporting a man. You're supporting a man.
Stay back.
Okay, enough. Don't fucking touch me ever again. Enough. We're done here. Police! Please! Knock it off!
That woman just assaulted me. The woman with the phone.
This woman attacked her. This woman attacked her.
This woman assaulted me.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
She attacked her first.
That's not true. Video. What happened?
I have it on video.
She started it. She started it. We saw it. She started it.
Can we just talk? You started it.
Ma'am, why did you assault that lady?
So these people are all
You're lying.
That woman came at me with her phone. I said, "You don't have permission to phone me." She grabbed my hair, pulled me down. Some other people came in, started punching me, trying to pull me apart. That's assault. Yeah. No.
Okay. Stay here. We're going to talk to them and find out what's going on.
Just approved. Just approved artillery propellant to be sent through the United States.
So, ma'am, what happened?
Is that a real Louis Vuitton or a fake one?
Under Mark Carney. That did not happen under Trudeau. It happened under Carney. He is currently.
Ma'am, why did you punch that lady?
Please ask him why. I see some of you in the line.
Are you a Mark Carney supporter?
You're nodding at us. I know.
This way, guys.
So many of you do not support.
Okay.
Push onto the gas.
Hey, sir, is Greg Dumichel here today?
I know so many of you know what is happening.
Hey guys, is Greg Dumichel here today?
Hold them accountable. Ask him. Don't just give.
Is Greg Dumichel here?
Make him earn it.
Once again, it's the Sergeant Schultz treatment. I know nothing. I saw nothing. So, Lee, what happened? It looks like one of the Liberal supporters didn't like you.
Yes, I was filming, and I said we're on Facebook Live, and all of a sudden she just came in and whammed me right in the mouth.
Is that a black eye you have too?
I don't know. We're waiting for the ambulance to come.
So why isn't she being investigated by the police?
It's all on camera. We'll get her inside.
Okay then. All right then. Officer, do you know why the instigator isn't being... You're not speaking? Why not?
I'm just here with her.
Okay then.
Making sure she's okay. Yes.
Did anybody turn in driver's license?
I don't know.
So do you need hospitalization, Lynn?
Oh, the ambulance is going to come.
Okay then. All right then. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you. Do you know what it was that triggered her?
I just said we were at Facebook Live, and the next thing you know, I just got a wham right in the mouth.
Hypothetically, sir, if Mr. Trudeau were still the leader of the party, would you be voting Liberal?
Well, Liberal, I'm focusing on economy should be better.
Okay.
So we should focus on economy and the inflation. Inflation is going high.
Okay.
So we have to bring some policies which bring inflation down so people can get more benefited with this government policies.
But sir, with respect, I don't understand because it's been the Liberals who have been in charge for the last decade though, right?
I know, but the new leader.
What language is he speaking, sir?
Well, he's just imposing his beliefs. But I'm supporting right now in Liberal.
Okay.
So I believe so that they will work hard to for the society and bring inflation down and make economy more stronger.
Cold outside. Let's put a scarf on. We're going to get a cold.
Were you really saying that?
Yeah, it's just very cold outside. Thank you, Brian. You have a lovely night.
Okay, then. I like you. You got a sense of humor.
Yes, sir. Yes,
There's a lot of angry people here, sir, but not you.
No, absolutely not. There's no need to be angry. It's a beautiful country.
Okay, then. Yes, sir. Can you tell me why you're a Mark Carney supporter?
I think he's the right man for the time. The resume is impeccable.
Okay.
We're dealing with the economic crisis, and even if he wasn't leader, he'd be one of the top 3 or 5 guys you call to ask, what do we do right now?
What do you think of that part of the resume when he voted to move Brookfield Asset Management from Toronto to New York?
I didn't read that.
I'm
joking.
Oh,
Of course, I'm joking.
Okay, then. And why did he lie about it, sir?
I run a corporation myself. I run multiple businesses.
Okay.
What you do with your business is you drive shareholder value. And you do what's best for your shareholders, and that's what you do.
So, guys, I couldn't help but notice you put up a little roadblock into the neighborhood. Yes, is this your way of saying Carney supporters not welcome?
Yeah, mainly, but also anybody that doesn't live here. It's also private property.
Oh, this private property?
Yeah, it's private property.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, then it's just they're taking parking spaces?
Yeah, that. And it's politics for me. Not
Okay.
him, but it's politics for me.
Okay, then. Wow. And you couldn't get into your house, sir?
No, they're just blocking the driveways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, blocking the driveways, that's a big deal.
Well, you know.
Wow.
Not to these people.
Wow, okay.
They just fill up a whole neighborhood and they don't even think, right? It's
Yeah.
rush hour. They have a pop-up rally.
But sir, who blocks a driveway?
I know what you want me to say.
No, I just, it's crazy. But thank you. Have a
But
good
no, I appreciate
weekend.
it. I'm a fan, though. I'm a viewer.
By the way, folks, if you like the fact that Rebel News is bringing you the other side of the story, the side of the story you won't get from mainstream media, please go to campaign2025.com. That's campaign2025.com. Lo and behold, there's our beautiful Jumbotron equipped truck giving the messages for the people in line. I'm sure they're not happy about that. But if you can go to that website, please, if you're able to, kindly make a donation so that we can bring you this unique form of journalism that you're so used to, and to help cover our expenses like the truck that just passed me by.